there, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. In this video, I want to do a quick update on how my journey to debt freedom is going. Before I jump into that, I want to give you a little bit of background. So I do have a video about how I once paid off over $120,000 worth of debt. This was about 10 years ago. I was married at the time, and I went on to live several years living a totally debt-free lifestyle, no debt on cars, houses, no credit card debt. It was a really glorious existence. And then I actually got divorced. I was separated about 4 years ago, and my divorce was finalized about 2 years ago. And so now I took on some more debt due to circumstances surrounding that. And I talked about in another video how my mind was only able to wrap around basically doing like micro mini steps, because before I used the Ramsey total money makeover method, it worked beautifully. And this time around, because of a different set of circumstances, mentally and emotionally, I just had some things in place that I didn't have the first time around. So it's taken me a little bit longer. Just to tally all of my debt up has been challenging. Just doing that was so scary, almost depressing. It was like, oh, how could I do this again? And not to make excuses, but during the time where I racked up the debt, I was separated, going through divorce. It was during COVID, so I didn't get some court orders in place to make sure that I had some of the financial support that I needed, because I have my girls full time and I'm pretty much there. I'm the parent they're with all the time. So I've been operating as a single mother. Also, COVID, I wasn't working. I was a full-time caregiver for my mother. And then just the emotional toll of going through divorce. That's one of the most difficult things you can go through. And my divorce was extremely, extremely contentious, extremely acrimonious, very, very difficult. And during that time, I just developed some bad habits. I wasn't able to process my emotions in a very healthy way. I didn't want to drink. I didn't want to be like emotional eating. I didn't want to become promiscuous. I didn't want to take on all these vices, but I did start shopping and I probably spent more money, definitely more money than I should have. Also, it was hard for me to change my lifestyle because we had lived debt-free for so long. I had this habit of using credit cards and paying them off at the end of the month. And that was very routine for me until there came a time where I just could not pay them off at the end of the month anymore. And for whatever reason, I wasn't able to turn that off until recently. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about my progress. So the first thing that I had to do, and I have a video about that, was just take an audit of everything that I was spending. Oh, sorry about this light, you all. It's a little distracting, but this is when I have time to film, so hopefully it doesn't mess up. Let me see if I scoot over some. No. Okay, so the first thing that I had to do was take an audit of everything that I was spending, everything that was going on my cards. And that was my first micro mini baby step, and then get everything off auto pay. So that was like my assignment. And then when I did that, and that was probably like last summer, June, July 2023. And that was a massive win for me because, again, it was just hard to look at everything and tally everything up. So I audited everything I was spending. I cut out a bunch of stuff. I probably have stopped $500 to $700 worth of monthly recurring subscriptions on my credit cards because the balances are just going up and up and up. So I'm very thankful that I got that done. And then my next order of business was to actually do my budget. That is, figure out where my money needs to go. And I will tell you, the very first budget I did, I was actually negative $4,500. And seeing that number was like, oh my goodness, I actually have $4,500 worth of expenses I cannot cover. And when you are in a deficit like that, then you're putting stuff on credit cards. So I had to stop that bleeding pretty quickly. And then the other thing that I started was really taking a look at my income sources. Now, I'm a licensed real estate agent in Florida, but then I moved to Puerto Rico, so I haven't been able to be on site to do showings and listings and things like that. Fortunately, I have a way that I've kind of figured that out, and so I'm ramping that business back up. But when I first got here, that had to totally go away. So I started back doing some freelance writing. So I'm happy to report, we're going into February, and so far that has been really, really helpful. And I hope to see the results of adding that extra income. I also have rental income and some little kind of miscellaneous here and there income. So just gathering up the income sources and making sure that my budget is not negative. That was like the next order of business. And I'm still following the Dave Ramsey plan, but it was just like a little bit slower and a little bit more piecemeal for me. So the next thing that I decided to do is tabulate my credit cards, and that's the update that I want to give you. So I added up all my credit cards as of January, and drum roll, let me get the number. So for January, my total balance of credit cards is $43,352.55. That's just credit card, you all. And then from there, I figured out that my monthly payment is about $1,100, and $626 of that is interest every month. Could you imagine? I mean, there was a time where I was paying off debt, $1,000 a month, $500, $1,000 a month. There were times when I was investing, putting this money in my investing account, and so this really woke me up. And so that's really the crux of this update. I don't have any super amazing news to report yet. I believe that I will, because again, my income has been up lately, and I think I'm going to start to see the effects of that very soon. But I just want to let you know that I have done some things. I've got my budget in place. I figured out how much I was negative every month, and fortunately I am within a few months that deficit will be totally resolved, and I should actually have a surplus to start working on my debt snowball. And the other thing is that I went ahead and wrote out all of the credit cards, and I do have a little tiny baby testimony that when I saw that number, $43,000 and the interest, I was like, I need to attack one of these credit cards. And I know the Dave Ramsey method is you deal with the smallest balance first and then you move up. And I did that. I actually paid off a small credit card. Yay. And then I actually started tackling another credit card where the balance is not even the largest. The interest rate is not the largest, but for some reason it's just like the bane of my existence. So I was able to put about $400 extra on that card, and I'm hoping to double that for the next time I make a payment. So my goal is to really fast track. If I do everything right, I should be credit card debt free by the middle of this year. That's barring no miracles, nothing just super crazy happening in a good way. I should be credit card debt free, because there should be a point where I am able to put $2,000 to $3,000 a month just on the debt, just on the credit card. So that is my update. Hopefully that is helpful. Soon I'll be tabulating all the debt so that you can see everything that I am trying to pay off, because I think it's going to happen fast. I'm really determined, and I think it's going to be inspiring. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks so much.